Pennsylvania.
The land where dreams are made.
We went to Pennsylvania for the first time in our entire life about 4 days ago.
Actually, I had been to Pennsylvania for like 6 hours as a teenager, but I didn't really experience it. So we can call this the first formal visit
Okay.
of
How about we
Pennsylvania.
call it the first overnight visit?
Oh yeah, the first official overnight visit to Pennsylvania. I dig it.
So we went there last week and we absolutely loved Pennsylvania.
We are obsessed with Pennsylvania.
Why we are so obsessed and why do we love Pennsylvania? Because everything there is just like Europe, but American.
Yeah. Everything there is beautiful also.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything I did not like.
I mean, yeah, I literally felt like I was walking the streets of Germany when I'm there.
I think it's even prettier. I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie. Like my Hallmark movie dreams became a reality. The movies I watched as a 4-year-old in Germany dreaming about America just became real.
Yeah, I mean, and so far I was only talking about the city, but when we went to the suburbs, oh my God, it was breathtakingly beautiful.
Yeah.
And cute and quaint, and it was just like amazing.
It was really funny because we went there visiting our friend Natalie. She drove us around and we were just in the back of the car in awe. We were like, oh my God, so pretty, so beautiful, so pretty. And I think when you're born there, you don't have maybe the same level of excitement. I think she was
I think
laughing
Natalie was
about
not
us.
so excited about that town. But for us, every corner was so like amazing. Like everything was so unique.
Yeah.
They had these little shops which are shops on the ground floor, but then on top are apartments, which is exactly how they do it in Germany. Mm-hmm. And then every building is different.
Yeah.
And everything is made to be extremely cute and very aesthetic, very pleasing, very inviting, very beautiful.
Well, we have to say our entry into Pennsylvania was made through Doylestown, which is called, we've heard, the cutest town in America, they say. So we were also lucky to go to like a really good
Yes.
spot.
So Natalie, if you're listening to the podcast, a huge shout out to you.
We love you.
And all your family, who essentially became our family. But yeah,
You
thank
made
you
us
so much.
fall in love with Pennsylvania. And we think we have to move now.
Yeah. I mean, we have been to other cities and other states before.
And we
all over
have
the country.
Loved it before. Like when we used to live in a converted school bus and we picked it up in North Carolina. And back then we thought
Oh, North Carolina.
it does not get better.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
thought North Carolina is the place. We were seriously thinking about settling down in North Carolina.
Yeah, but we might have to cheat on North Carolina with Pennsylvania because it's just so adorable.
Yeah, it's like Pennsylvania was like North Carolina, but like with more people and more buildings and more things going on.
Yeah.
More history, more excitement, basically.
I want to make a list of like 10 things I loved about being there. So, first of all, the downtown area of Doylestown. I do not know if every town in Pennsylvania is that adorable, but Doylestown was just amazing.
Yeah.
So the downtown was just like a dream. Mom and pop stores, great bookstores, great clothing stores, great coffee shops, great restaurants.
While we are in the topic of downtown Doylestown, I want to say we went there for a Christmas parade. It was supposed to be a Christmas tree lighting event,
Yeah.
which turned out to be like a whole Christmas parade with all kinds of small businesses having what do you call a team in the parade, and they walked down the street.
They walked or they all like dance schools and music schools and like businesses had like a car
and
drive.
I would say thousands of people were waiting for the whole procession to
You
go
think it was
by.
thousands of people, really?
Oh, definitely,
It was
yes.
packed. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole place was packed. I think it's not only the people from the town, people from all around the area came there because it's been advertised. And we all witnessed the lighting of the Christmas tree in Doylestown. It was an amazing experience.
We loved it so much. I took a 5-minute video and forced my mom to watch the whole thing. And I think she loved it too.
It was cold, and we thought the whole event did not involve a parade, so we were not prepared for the weather, for the cold weather, and what we expected it to be like a 5 or 10 minute event,
Yeah.
and then it turned out to be like a whole hour and a half thing. So in the beginning it was a little hard to get adjusted to the weather.
Yeah.
But in the end, like once we witnessed the whole thing, then it was a great experience.
Yeah, it was like a Disney World parade.
Yeah,
We loved
it was.
It was like, I did not think so. Literally, the whole town of Doylestown is like Main Street, USA in Disney World. And I did not think that existed in reality.
I know. Maybe the founder of Disney came
Walt.
to Doylestown. Yeah, Walt Disney came to Doylestown, or he went to like different little towns in Pennsylvania and took inspiration and recreated that in Disneyland. I think it's very much possible. It's very cute. It's just like Disneyland.
It's just like Disneyland. It's for real.
And it's even better than Disneyland in that all these different little cute buildings are different, very
Actual
distinct
stores,
businesses
right?
creating and selling different things.
I know, because when you go to Disney World, it says post office, but it's not really a post office.
Right.
And it will say, like, I don't know, grocery store, but inside they sell the same merch.
I know, and in Disney, yeah, like they might have like 10 stores, but they're basically like
all selling
the same
the same
stuff.
merch. Yeah. But there we went to a bookstore, which was amazing. And then we went to a used bookstore, which was amazing too. And we went to a coffee shop, and it was so cute. I was close
was
to giving
packed.
up. I was close to giving up Starbucks. I was tempted. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, if we had the option, I would totally give up Starbucks. The problem is Starbucks is everywhere, and these stores are only
Doylestown
in
coffee
that
shop
little
is
town.
only there. Yeah. And they had a waffle place, I think, which is like my favorite food, are waffles. So it's a dangerous thing.
Sorry, I made you go on a big detour. So you were listing down 10 things.
Number one, the downtown. The second thing I love is the proximity to New York, the Jersey Shore, the closeness to Philadelphia. You know, if you live in a suburb, you can have country living, you can have suburbia, but you can go to New York. It's not too far away. Like from here.
I mean, 2 hours is still not that close, but I think Philadelphia is only 1 hour away.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, in that way, it's a good balance that you have from suburban
if you
living
live-
to city.
If you live in Orlando, you would never say, let's go to New York for the day.
Right.
You know, if you live in Pennsylvania, you might drive to New York for the day or for like a night stay there. So I really like that. I love the foliage. Like we went there in fall, and that's number 3. All the leaves, the trees, just the way nature is there was just really, really cute.
Yeah. I love the trains.
Okay,
You
point
can go-
4, trains.
You can go everywhere with trains.
Train
And
enthusiast
they have
talking.
Yeah, they have long distance trains. They have transit trains. They have all kinds of trains. And you can go to New York with the train. You can go to Philadelphia with the train. The train system is amazing.
Number 5, I agree, baby. That's a very big point, and I love it too. And we love taking trains, and you get very excited about trains.
Yes.
Point number 5 for me is the antique scene. I don't know if other parts of America have like a lot of antique shops, but we saw one antique store, and I know my favorite YouTubers used to be Nikki and Gabby. And Gabby was really into antiques, and she's from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And even when I watched videos of them, I always thought, wow, that's so cute. That can't really be, it can't really look like that, right? They're just like doing editing, or they're just showing one corner of their city. And she went to a lot of antique stores, and I love that stuff is available.
Yeah, definitely. We got to see a lot of buildings and things, just things in general that are like really old, because Pennsylvania is a place with a lot of history behind it. Unlike,
I think it's the opposite of like that new modern all gray, all beige Kardashian style. You know how they have these big houses where everything is in the same color palette, everything's kind of gray, and everything has no corners, no edges, you know, very modern, sleek, nothing like laying around. I feel like Pennsylvania is whimsical.
definitely is. Yeah, it's not a cookie cutter template that, you know, the construction company just made up, and then they replicated it a gazillion times, like which they do in many other cities. Whereas in Pennsylvania, it was every corner was so different, and you can see that, you know, it's because like it has such a long history behind it. So things were not just built overnight, and because of that, you see like different corners being shaped in a weird way, and things just had to be built in not the most logical way, but in the most practical way for the situation, basically.
Yeah. And another thing I really like is we got to try a lot of Amish foods while we were there. We tried Amish noodles, I think egg pasta, and I think we had Amish chicken broth. I don't know what else we had, but I remember a lot of the things that we tried were like
We
Amish
tried
food.
eggs from
Yeah, the eggs.
from an Amish farm that Natalie's dad gave us.
Who's the best chef, by the way?
And those eggs were hands down the best eggs that I've ever had in my life.
I know. It's really hard to resist Pennsylvania now after you ate those eggs.
It was just like so flavorful and so like wholesome. It made me feel really good after I ate them.
I know. I think I ate like 12 eggs in 5 days, which is probably not a good thing, but I feel like it was really good for me. Like,
Well, eggs are good for you, I think.
yeah. Yeah, and we live on a farm. Sorry to our chicken, but you need to step up your game. Those Pennsylvania Amish eggs were just like deluxe eggs. Where was I at in my numbers? 8?
I don't know.
Okay. So number 9, and this is odd. The part, like the connection to Germany. I usually, you know, you guys, I always hate on Germany.
What is the connection to Germany? What are you talking about?
So in 1600, 1700, a lot of people fled from Germany and came to America. And most of them, like large numbers, went to Pennsylvania or went to other ports and then moved to Pennsylvania. So they settled in Pennsylvania. So there are a lot of people from Germany who went to Pennsylvania and then, you know, lived there, and now they have kids and families. So there's somewhat a German vibe there, like a German population there. And I like that because I love Pennsylvania. And usually I don't like things in Germany too much. I'm always hating on Germany, loving America, and I feel like it's giving me some sort of peace.
Yeah, I feel like when I went to Germany, every time I went to Germany, I loved all the things in Germany. I loved the buildings. I loved how they built things, German engineering, German windows.
Yeah.
Everything was so clean, German stores.
Yeah.
I loved everything about Germany. The only problem was
The Germans.
the Germans. well, there were a few problems. One was the language, which I didn't speak. I still don't speak any German, so it's very hard for me to live there. And number two, I feel like the culture that they follow in Germany is very different from the culture in America and the culture in India. Just the way how people think, like what they aim for, what they're striving for, is very different in America and in Germany. So for those reasons, I didn't feel like I would be a good fit in that society. But that problem now is
solved.
completely solved.
Yeah.
Because we found a place in America
Yeah.
that looks exactly like Germany.
Yeah, like the parts you like. Yeah.
That is very cute, very nice, very unique, very different.
Yeah.
And just like it looks like it's Germany, it feels like it's Germany. Even the weather is.
Oh my God.
Okay, weather is the next point. But
you took my point.
Okay, so so yeah, it feels
Yeah.
exactly like Germany, but it's all American.
Yeah, I love it.
People speak English, and people
Think American.
Think American.
Yeah.
People are American, you know.
Yeah. It's
With
like
positive vibes.
it's
I love
a dream
it.
come true.
It is a dream come true.
I love it too. Yeah. So my point number 10 is the weather. And this is odd because we live in Florida. Everybody thinks,
Well, I love the weather in Florida.
me too. But-
like
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's because I grew up in India and in the South, in South India, and the weather in Florida is very similar to the weather in South India, except where I grew up, it doesn't rain as much, but I love the sun.
Yeah. I love the sun too. But when I came to Pennsylvania in, what was it, November, I felt that coziness that I know from Germany that comes in the fall when it gets dark early. I mean, I also fall asleep at 6 p.m. That's maybe a problem. I'm ready for bed at 8. But that coziness and this like feeling of wanting to be inside and sitting on your couch and having scented candles and eating just like comfort food and walking through. I mean, Natalie took us to this place called Paddler's Village, which was like a Christmas village with like lots of stores and Christmas decoration. And I thought, oh my God, this is so good. I love this. It's like a German Christmas market with stores that are permanent, you know? And so this feeling of like dark outside, you see the stars, the lights, the cute little like fairy lights and red colored Christmas lights everywhere, and the rain on the street is reflecting the street lights.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I love that.
Uh,
And it's cold, so you can wear all the cute clothes. You know, in Florida, I'm just wearing shorts and Crocs most of the time.
True. You can
My fashion went down the drain. In Pennsylvania, I mean, look at me. I have so many outfits now.
It can be dark like
Yeah.
Germany. Also, during the day, we had a lot of sun.
True.
Just like in Florida or in South India, we had a lot of sun. Now, we only spent a short amount of time there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the weather gets
worse.
progressively worse and
Like in
becomes like
January.
Europe, where you don't see the sun for like a full 1 week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happens. But if it doesn't, then we're definitely moving there.
Yeah.
Because you just cannot beat it. I mean,
I know.
to have cold weather and then still be sunny during the day.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I got a sunburn in, I don't know, what was it, Philadelphia or New York that day? I don't remember.
Well, when we went to New York, it was fully cloudy.
So that cannot be the
It
day.
was
I got a
gloomy.
sunburn in Pennsylvania, and we're from Florida. So
Yeah.
that was crazy.
So that combination is very hard to find. I feel like there are very few places in America where you can get that.
Yeah. And we ate amazing food.
Oh, the food.
Oh my God, the food.
The food was incredible.
See, if you want to go to a restaurant, I feel like in the rural area of Florida or even in Orlando, we went out a lot in Orlando and it was a lot of chains.
Well, I think the problem with Orlando is there are a lot of tourists, and to cater to these tourists, a lot of businesses spring up, but they don't have to be unique. They don't have to be good. They just have to provide something, and
There's
then
so
they
many
already
people who
get
want
business.
food.
Yes,
right?
because of so much tourism
Yeah.
happening there.
So I did not have a good restaurant experience in like 3 years, I think.
Well, I've had a few really, really good restaurants in Florida.
Yeah.
But that's not the norm, I
Okay.
feel like.
True. Okay, I remember now. But when we went to Pennsylvania, we ate amazing every day.
Well, I have to say, just because we were talking about restaurants in Florida,
Yeah.
there's a Mexican restaurant I went to in the middle of nowhere in this little town called Madison, and Madison probably has like a population of less than 10,000, probably
Oh my
like
God, yeah.
5,000 people live in Madison, and we went to this Mexican restaurant.
It makes me want to move to Mexico.
And it was hands down the best Mexican food we've ever had.
It was better than Mexican food.
It was better than
In
Mexican
Mexico.
food in Mexico.
Because we lived in Mexico for 3 months.
And it was better than Mexican food in California.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, who is the chef at that restaurant, but he knows what he's doing.
I know.
That restaurant was packed. Like,
Yeah.
when we walked in there were a couple families, but by the time we left,
It was packed.
like every table was full.
Yes.
That was amazing. The food was
So shout out to also Florida restaurants. Okay, we don't want to hate on Florida. We also love Florida.
Yeah.
And we want to dedicate a whole nother episode to Florida.
The
soon.
greatness of Florida, because Florida is a really great place
We
to live.
love Florida, but we're very much. It's a new love, so it's still like very buzzing and bubbly, like
Philadelphia. Yeah,
Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania.
Yes, I think we definitely need to explore Pennsylvania more before we can like permanently go there and like buy a house and
We
all
usually
that
never
stuff.
do that. We usually just make split decision and go on. And we're like,
Yeah, well,
did
we
that.
go with our intuition a lot, and most of the time it works out good.
yeah.
I would say every time it does.
Every
work
time
out
it's
good.
worked out great. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about food in Pennsylvania.
Food in Pennsylvania was amazing. Not only because Natalie's dad is like the best chef ever.
He is.
And we want to go back and only eat his food. But also because all the restaurants we went to were just amazing. I had pancakes. I still dream of them. In the
which-
breakfast, in the lunch, in the brunch place.
Oh
I
yes.
had such good pancakes.
Yeah, I feel like every restaurant we went to there was exceptionally good.
I used to always watch Hallmark movies or romantic movies or Christmas movies. And then I thought, I love this so much. This cannot be true. And now that I came to Pennsylvania, I'm like, wait, they actually made it like that. Like I could actually live here because I used to want to live in Disneyland. That was a dream of mine when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. I was like, I'm going to live in Disneyland. And then I looked at it. They have this community where you can buy a house nearby Disney World. And I was like, I don't like that. That just looks like like a retirement.
No, that looks like a cookie cutter,
Yeah.
like community. They don't make it very.
I think they try to make it individual, but
Right.
it's still.
Yeah, but it's not as quaint
It's
as.
It's not grown.
It's not organically.
organically
cute.
developed, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not organically cute. It's cookie cutter cute.
Yeah. So I always thought, yeah, that's not really what I was dreaming of, that feeling. But this feeling, I had that when I was in Pennsylvania. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
this is
I mean,
like a real life Hallmark movie, actually.
So I have to say I'm not a big fan of Hallmark movies, but I love the setting.
What is wrong with you?
I love the set design and all the things they show in the movie. I'm just not a big fan of the drama that happens in the Hallmark
I can't
movies.
take it. It's too much. I skip it.
But no, you're lying. You love Hallmark movies. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure Hallmark movies are inspired by scenes from everyday life in Pennsylvania. There's something we found out this morning that we didn't know about,
Yeah.
which is summer's hidden connection to Pennsylvania.
So the German settlers who settled down in Pennsylvania, most of them actually came from the Rhineland, which is where I am from, which is so crazy because
I know.
Germany itself is also a big country, and it's a diverse country. We have different like cultures depending on where you're from. Even sometimes if they're very close together, the states might be very different in how they talk, how they eat, how they think. And I'm from the Rhineland, and apparently the people of Pennsylvania are from the Rhineland. So it's like my people.
Yeah.
It's like my descendants.
It's well, your ancestors.
Ah, that's what I mean. My descendants. My ancestors came to Pennsylvania, built my dream
Just for summer.
house, like everything there, so that I can move there and
Yeah.
live there.
Yeah.
That
So
is what I call manifestation.
that is
bro.
destiny. That is destiny that Summer manifested
Yeah.
before she was even born. So this is
yeah.
what we're gonna make
My
happen.
last life. I don't know if I talked about this in an episode already, but I used to be obsessed with the Waltons. Have I talked about
Waltons.
this?
Is that a show? Is that a TV
That's
show?
a TV show I used to watch as a kid, The Waltons.
Did they live in Pennsylvania?
Now, I'm not sure. I need to look up where the Waltons lived. But basically, it was a family that lived in America in a rural area. And it was also very like a dreamy fairy tale family show. And I was always like, wow, I want to live like that. I want to live in a house like that. I want to be in America like that. Let me look up where the Waltons are
It's
from.
amazing. I think that's incredible how people from Germany left Germany because they didn't like a few things there.
Well,
so
I think it's not because I didn't like it. I think they're persecuted. Like
They're
there was-
persecuted.
Yeah.
yeah, so they didn't want to be in Germany anymore. So they left Germany, they came to America, and then they did scouting all over America and found out places that are similar to Germany in weather and geography and stuff like that, and settled down.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to do so much searching
I know.
on your own.
So the Waltons are from Virginia.
Okay.
That's fine. It's okay. They can be in Virginia. I can be in Pennsylvania. But it gave me a similar feeling as a kid.